Commanding, not demeaning. This is new Syracuse football coach Fran Brown's approach to his style of coaching. Listen, man, there's a lot of buzz around the Cuse, man. This is what we're here to talk
You
about
know what I'm
today.
saying?
Syracuse
Yeah,
football season preview.
yeah,
Let's talk about
yeah.
it.
The fanatic, where we keep it 100, keep it real. That's the only way we know how to be. Talking that sports talk, you know what I'm saying? Straight out of South Carolina, upstate, A64. Yeah, the FANATTIC, the fanatic, where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what I see.
Welcome into another episode of the Fan Addict on the Fan Addict Sports Network. I'm your man, Coach I. That's right, man. We here doing season previews, man. We already did Clemson. We're focusing on the ACC right now. We'll work our way through the conferences. Today it is Syracuse, man. Syracuse. Listen, they made I think what I would call a splash hire, but hey, I'm a little biased. I think Fran Brown is an excellent recruiter. I think he's a great coach. As far as his position coach, I think he's been around the game long enough. I know he's like not as experienced as some other coaches, but I think he's picked up a lot. And being at Georgia, I think that definitely helped him see how to run a total program. So I think this is a good hire, man. So let's talk about the Syracuse Orange football season preview. Before we get into it, man, listen, we on our road. We on the road to 3,000 subscribers. Listen, the ones that's already subscribed, we appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't subscribed, man, you like college football, it's the place to be, man. We do college football previews. We have a live stream during the season every Saturday to do a college football wrap up. It's called Saturday Night Snap Count. We're actually getting started early with that, doing some conference previews. I got a panel of great content creators from representing every conference this Saturday coming up, June 22nd at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be live streaming the Saturday Night Snap Count, first episode of season 3, talking all things ACC. Other than that, man, we also do live stream every Tuesday during the season just for the Georgia Bulldogs with former players that played. I, of course, I am a UG alum, with the school when Kirby was there. So if you're a dog fan, definitely check that out. And we do previews for every team that we can think of, if it's an interesting game during the season. So come and check us out, man. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button for us. All right, man, let's dive into this Syracuse Orange. Listen, man, again, I told you I'm a UGA alum, so of course, Fran Brown, I'm a little bit partial. I feel like he's an excellent DB coach, man. I actually think he's going to be a good head coach. And I think he's got the team that a first-year coach would want. Reason why I say that is they return 74% of their production. That's third. That's for third. That's good for third best in the ACC and 10th in the nation. Um, if you're a new head coach and you return a lot of seniors and juniors and things of that nature, I mean, that's a great situation to be in. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these kids on this roster, whether they transferred in or they were already there, they are from that northern area. A lot of them from Camden, New Jersey. A lot of them just from the state of New Jersey. They got that love for the home state. So we're gonna see how they put on, man. Let's look at Fran's specialty is defense. You know what I'm saying? He's a defensive back coach. So I think I expect the defense to be his primary focus in the early goings. Said he's switching to a 4-3 defense. That should allow some of these defensive ends to kind of pin their ears back and just go after the quarterback. He got Deuce Chestnut to come back to Syracuse after a 1-year hiatus at LSU. I want to say he was like third team all ACC his freshman year at Syracuse. He got some good incoming transfers. I'm particularly, interested to see Devin Grant, safety from Buffalo. I think he's definitely going to help in run support. He had 79 tackles last year. I mean, he also had 2 pick sixes last year. Also, the edge he got from A&M, Fadil Diggs. I hope I'm not saying his name wrong. Dude had 4 sacks and 2 PPUs last year. He's also from New Jersey, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm interested to see what these transfers can do along with the guys that's already returning. They got some returners on the defensive line. Again, experience is what you want. The questions is, can Coach Fran instill his toughness mindset, in time, when they get into conference play and you're playing those ACC games, especially on the road game, man, and see how he handles just in-game situations being a first-time head coach. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Coach Fran can do on the defensive side of the ball. Now, for the other side of the ball, man, on offense, everybody already know the big name is Kyle McCord, former five-star quarterback, transfer from Ohio State. I think listen, man. I think a lot of pressure was on him at Ohio State, and some people say he didn't perform like they thought he was. Some Ohio State fans say he shouldn't have won the job out. But I actually think Kyle McCord is better than people are letting on. He definitely looked the part in the spring game. If you watch the spring game and you want to see some offense and some what it might look like against. I mean, and we already know spring games can either say that your offense is good or your defense is bad, or vice versa. They do keep it kind of vanilla, but the offense looked like it was clicking and the chemistry was there, at least in the early goings. They brought in transfer wide receiver Zede Haynes from UGA, Jackson Meats from UGA. They returned all ACC running back LaQuint Allen. Listen, they got Dan Villari at tight end returning, but they also get a Runde Gasson back from injury. So they got weapons. Again, a lot of experience coming back for Coach Fran in his first year. I guess the questions on offense would be how all of these pieces gel together, the chemistry, and can the O line hold up for a whole season? I think they got a pretty good offensive line. Depth wise, he did bring in some transfers. I know he brought in a guy from Georgia. He brought in two other O line transfers. So can they develop competitive depth? When you look at the schedule, I mean, I think there's reason for excitement. For Syracuse. I mean, they start out with Ohio. I think that's a win. Vegas, by the way, has them at 7.5 for their win total. So I'm just looking at the schedule right now. I got them at Ohio State as a win. Georgia Tech, I think it's at home, so I think there's a chance. They got Georgia Tech has a lot of returning pieces on offense. I want to say they're in like the 70% production, maybe even higher range on offense, but I think they lost a lot on defense. So that could look to be a shootout, but it's at home, so you definitely got a chance there. Then you're off and you face Stanford at home. Now, Stanford has a returning quarterback. They lost one of the biggest weapons in their tight ends that now at Georgia. I think Syracuse takes that game. Then you got Holy Cross, another win. Then they have to travel across country to go to UNLV. I think the toughest part of that, not to look down on UNLV, but I think the toughest part of that is the trip across country. If they can handle that and handle that's their first road game. So I think they can go in and win that. I mean, you're looking at the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. They could easily be 4-1 or 5-0. I mean, then you run into the NC State Wolfpack. That's where you're gonna really see the test, and it's at NC State. And then you get an off week. Got to go at Pitt. This is the meat of the schedule right here. NC State off, and then at Pitt, Virginia Tech, at Boston College, then at Cal, UConn at home, and then finish the season with Miami. 7.5, I think that's pretty good. I think Coach Fran could be looking at a 7, 8, maybe even 9 if they can stay healthy and get it all together, man. So let me know in the comments what you think, man. What do you think about the hire of Fran Brown? What do you think about their chances to go over that win total that Vegas has set out, 7.5? And the players that you're looking to see, man. Hey, you want more college football content, man? Make sure you hit that like button, man. Subscribe and come back, man. We like to interact, so get in those comments, man. It's another video from Coach Child, Fan Addict. We out of here.
We got it jumping like it's that valley. I call my dogs out the pound, let's go eat. Turn on the Fan Addict, let's have a debate. Who really hold down the Southeast from state to state? What team hungry gonna eat everything up off they plate?